Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Carol. Welcome to my channel again. Today's video is really exciting because it's a collaboration with someone that I have come to really enjoy. She is a brand new creator on YouTube. Her name is Julia. Her channel and her Instagram will be linked underneath. She is a law student who lives in California. She's originally from Philadelphia, but she's actually half Scottish. She has the best kind of project pen concept. It's really interesting, and this is immediately what made me realize that I'm interested in her brain activity, if that makes sense. She is bright, she's clever, and she can take things and adjust them and adapt them to be exactly as she would want them to be, to fit her lifestyle perfectly. I get the vibe that she's studying law for the right reasons. She's someone who's very accepting. She wants to be well-rounded. She read books by people of color. She'll be exposed to different cultures. She is really open-minded. She's absolutely a liberal, and I love that. I just love people who are liberal. I love people who are accepting. I love people who are loving and caring. And what actually got Julia and I in touch is our love of Hannah Louise Poston. Hannah Louise Poston is one of those YouTubers that I just look up to, because she is the woman with the brains, and I love people with a good set of brains right above their shoulders. She's incredible, and she is the person that Julia actually found me through, because I always comment on Hannah's videos. I always leave comments. I always just rave and just love on Hannah, which she absolutely deserves. If you don't know Hannah, you should check her out. If you don't know Julia, all of their channels will be linked underneath. Also Julia's Instagram account, because she's very vocal. She's very fashion forward, I feel, in her own special way, and she has the cutest dog, the second most cute dog in the entire world, because my dog comes first. I'm sorry, I'm biased. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be taking one item from each other's closet, and we're going to be creating a makeup look inspired by it, as well as an outfit that will complement it nicely. I chose a dress from hers, so she has to wear the dress. She has to style it with nice shoes, with whatever accessories and all of that. She picked a bag. Actually, let me show you. She picked a very nice one. It was really difficult for her to pick a bag because my bag collection is a little bit out of hand. I have many bags, many bags. I have so many bags, and picking one is impossible to me, and I can imagine would probably be impossible to many people, because I just have way too many. I just have way too many bags for one person. But this is a topic for a different video. We're not in therapy here. We're not in bag rehab. We are doing a different video altogether. This is the one that she picked. This is a bag that I got from Anthropology. It is this beautiful clutch that could also be carried as a crossbody or a shoulder bag, with this beautiful gold chain. I love it. So special and so unique. It looks almost like a combination of this black lacquered material with some ivory, or mother of pearl. I really cannot determine if it's ivory or if it's mother of pearl, but it's just plastic. It's nothing special really, but it's a beautiful style of bag, and I thought that since it's quite chic and elegant, that I would combine it with a chic and elegant look. I thought that an almost pin-up style makeup would work well with it, an eyeliner and a beautiful red lip. I also tried out the Cosmetics Serum Blush in Peachy Peach over a base today. I have already worn it over nothing on bare skin, but today I thought that I would apply it over top of my base with powder, bronzer and all of that, and it's so beautiful. I really love it. So let's get on with the video. Let's get on with the makeup look. Please, please, please don't forget to check out Julia's video, which I will link right here in the eye above. Is it this side or this side? I'm pretty sure it's here. So I'm going to link her video right here for you to check it out. And also subscribe to her channel. She's incredible. Show her some support. She's brand new to this platform. She is so cool. She's so smart. And I love smart people. I do. I love smart people. I love intelligent people. There's something about them that is the most attractive quality to me. Without any further ado, you're going to see me with a bare face. You've been warned. I look frightening. But enjoy the process of applying this face of makeup on. And we're going to be talking about 5 things I love about myself. And we're going to talk about how 2020 affected my life personally. But that wasn't planned. It just happened. So I don't know if she'll be talking about how 2020 affected her life. I really doubt it, because who wants to remember that? Who wants to remember how 2020 effed up their life? Anyways, let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my face, because I'm going to do like a pin-up style makeup look. Not hair look or hairstyle, because of 2 reasons. First of all, I really don't know how to do that. I don't know how to create those like pin-up style curls and pin-up style updo, and my hair is kind of short. Well, it is short. Second of all, I'm really lazy with my hair. Like, I just took a shower and I let my hair air dry. I didn't even bother put like a moisturizing hair cream or anything. I don't even use conditioner. I just shampoo my hair and let it air dry, and this is what happens naturally. I am fine with my curls, you know. I don't think that they are too ugly. And we can move on from talking about hair, because that's boring. Let's do some makeup. So I gave Julia a beautiful like dark green dress. I'm going to use my Project Pan primer from Smashbox. This is the Photo Finish Primerizer. I selected like a dark forest green dress with some shading on top, and I cannot wait to see what she does with it, because the dress is gorgeous. She loves wearing maxi dresses. So do I. I love maxi dresses too. I actually have 2 dresses from Etsy on their way to my greedy little hands, because I don't need any more dresses, but I'm getting them. So what we decided to talk about in the videos is 5 things we love about ourselves. So I'm going to talk about me, she's going to talk about herself, in the name of self-love. This year I'm really going to focus my channel efforts into talking about things I love. I did a video about RuPaul's Drag Race that went up on Tuesday. I'm doing a video on Anthony Hopkins. I love that guy. I'm going to do something on grunge, and I'm hoping that today is going to be about us. So 5 things I love about myself. I'm going to start off with the first thing, which not everybody's going to agree on, because not everybody knows like me as I know myself, and as my friends know me, like my friends from my like immediate circle. But I am someone who considers herself to be quite funny. I like laughing. I like making jokes. Even at my expense. I mean, like, if you can't laugh at yourself, how the hell are you gonna laugh at somebody else? I just find that humor comes from a like personal place in your soul, and it also can come from things that you're insecure about. Laughing about them is the best way to deal with whatever it is that you're not so like confident in. So yeah, I do consider myself funny. I have a good sense of humor. It is not a obvious. Ooh. It's not an obvious sense of humor. It's really not that obvious, like in terms of a sense of humor, but once the people around me like understand where I'm coming from and what I mean when I say certain things, they will get why I consider myself funny. It's an acquired thing that only people that are really close to me or that are around me often will understand. I'm using all of my Project Pan products today because I should be using them, and I don't wear makeup all the time, so might as well. I'm using my Too Faced concealer. I can feel it running low. When I used to teach, because I no longer teach at the moment, I have a private student, and there's like this place that I teach at like once or twice a week at most. When I used to teach, I used to hold like social activities. We used to call Club at the place I used to teach at, and I used to really like do my best to be funny, because I think that breaking the ice is best done by cracking a few jokes and making everyone feel at home. And when you make someone feel like they can laugh with you, that is the most like intimate thing, in my opinion. That is when people start to like loosen up and feel relaxed enough to ask if they have any questions. They also feel comfortable with the rest of the people around them, even if they've never seen them before. Because where I used to work at, the clubs were like level based. I used to teach English, by the way. I don't know if you know that about me, but so the activities that I used to hold were level based. So anyone from level X to level Z would be able to come, and there would be like many people from different like levels within this range that would come, not necessarily knowing who else would be there. Sometimes they would form friendships and come with their friends who are also students. Sometimes they would come just because the club seems interesting to them. And it's the teacher's job to make everyone feel welcome, to make everyone feel at home, and to encourage people to ask when they have a question, obviously. And in my opinion, as an ex-teacher, making them feel comfortable is best done by making them laugh really early on. Just cracking a joke, making them laugh, even if it's something really, really simple, even if it's not like this complicated joke. That is the key to making them feel at home. And also, especially when you're teaching someone a language and you're joking in a language that they are not necessarily the best at, the simpler the joke is, the more they are going to feel comfortable with you. Because if you're going to tell a joke, others are going to laugh and others are going to be confused. That's just not the best idea. That's not the way to get people to feel comfortable. I think it's going to probably do like the exact opposite, and it's going to make people feel. It's going to make people feel actually quite uncomfortable. Actually, let me tell you what I'm doing as of, well, semi-late. Back when I used to work, we went on a break in March when the first lockdown happened. And in June, basically 90% of the employees lost their job. Most of the teachers did. I was one of them. And that made me feel a little bit like, obviously I was like upset about losing my job, but at the same time I was happy because I was starting to get bored of my previous job, and that was probably the best thing that could ever happen to me. I said that to a few people a few times. I said that sometimes having a job gives you like some sort of a comfort zone. Like, okay, now I have a job, I have money coming into my bank account every month, and I better try to keep it, because finding a job nowadays is not easy, and it's a blessing having a job, and it's a blessing having a stable source of income. But sometimes it stops you from experimenting or wanting to like push your boundaries a little bit and challenge yourself. And that's kind of what happened to me. I stayed at my previous, by the way, I, what do you call it? Like, I repressed my Kevin Aquan sculpting thingy because it was getting hard to get product on my brush. Anyways, as I was saying, like, having a job becomes a comfort zone because you know that it's difficult finding a job, and you hear about many people who have the education, who have the experience, struggling to find a job. So you feel like you're obliged to stay there, because if that other person who is very qualified is having a difficulty finding a job, then you're probably going to be in the same shoes. So you stay at a job that you're not necessarily in love with. And that's what happened to me. I'm not going to say that I didn't love my job, because there were moments that I really, really enjoyed it. What I enjoyed the most about it were my coworkers. I really, really enjoyed working with the people that I worked with for the most part. It was quite fun. The environment was excellent. But honestly, I felt like I had already gained all that there is to gain. Let me see. How's my nose contour doing? I feel like once I pressed it, I'm getting a little bit too much powder. And it's a bit not as densely pressed as it was before, and I have to get used to it. Enough. I'm not gonna bother with my nose contour too much. So yeah, my job became a kind of a comfort zone for me, and I felt like I was obliged to stay because I liked my coworkers. It was easy. I would walk into like a classroom with a bunch of students with my eyes half shut, because I knew that I didn't even have to like put that much effort into it to make it good, because I was very confident in my abilities to teach and be like the best teacher I can be each and every time. And my students were very happy whenever they had a lesson or an activity with me. Not to brag, obviously, but that was the situation. And when I got fired, I obviously felt the uncertainty and the I was upset basically. So when I got fired, I was a little bit upset, but I also felt like now is the time for me to really become the person that I've always wanted to be. Now is a time for me, if there was ever a time for me to study something, to become something, to expand my horizons, to expand my options, now is the time for me to do so. So I did. In May I bought a sewing machine and I started teaching myself how to sew. And in October I started taking my graphic design course. My goal is not to be a graphic designer. My goal is to work in UX. But it is important to be familiar with the graphic design work when you're doing it. And I was thinking that if I would do that and possibly start off being a graphic designer at first at a like high-tech company, or even a freelancer, and start to introduce myself to other companies, then maybe this would give me like an easier chance of finding a job. I'm gonna try using the Cosmetics serum blush in Peachy Peach. I'm gonna try to use it over top of my existing base with powder, because I heard that it's possible with this blush. The only thing So I've tried this one before. on bare skin, and it was really, really pigmented. But I also heard that it's doable over top of your base, even over top of powder. So we're gonna see. So it's been 3 months since I started taking graphic design course. I don't know if you noticed, but my thumbnails have been a little bit of me practicing my graphic design skills, and I'm trying to do so also on my Instagram. I'm trying to practice my graphic design skills there as well. It's pretty. I like it. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And next Wednesday, I'm going to take my first UX course, and I'm really, really excited. I cannot wait for the direction of, I can't wait for my career path to shift directions, because right now it's strictly teaching. I've been teaching since I was 19. I'm 30 right now. So this decade of teaching has got to end, honestly. I'm just a little bit over teaching. I still teach here and there, to this day even. I have a private student and just random things here and there. Where's my highlighter? But yeah, so I'm glad that something pushed me outside of my comfort zone and really forced me to embrace this new beginning, this new year, new me type of attitude. Okay, now back to the topic of this video, 5 things I love about myself. I would say that another thing I really love about myself is that I think that I have good taste in pretty much everything. Like good taste in food, good taste in music. I mean, I love grunge, and anyone who loves grunge automatically in my mind has good taste in music. So I think I have good taste in everything. I have good taste even in movies. Also, I have good taste in, what was I going to say? I also have good taste in travels, I have good taste in people, I have good taste in books, in everything. I'm someone with a good sense of taste, even a good sense of style. I have good taste in clothes, in my opinion at least. I don't know, you're gonna tell me if you liked my outfit or not, so you let me know down below. Let me know if I have good style or not. I think I do, but then again, it's easy to have good style when most of the things you like are all black, right? Anyways, I'm going to go clean my hands a little bit, come back and start working on my eyes. This blush is incredible. Okay, moving on to the eyes and to another thing that I love about myself, which is that I think that I'm accepting of people no matter how different we are. I accept people's differences, and I think that being different is incredible, because I think diversity is the key to having a well-rounded society, well-rounded workplace, well-rounded everything, well-rounded friendship circle, well-rounded knowledge, well-rounded everything, well-rounded experiences. Because if all of your friends and all of the people in your immediate circle are copies of you, clones of you, you're not going to understand other people's perspectives, and you might not even be exposed to other people's perspectives, because you're just not allowing that perspective to be a part of your life overall. And that's a disadvantage if you ask me, because it's incredible knowing what other people are like and how other people's lives differ, and what their perspective is on many things like politics, social like issues, work, ethics, and many different things. I live in Israel, so diversity is something that is very much prominent in here, but not really accepted, unfortunately. There is discrimination. You can't deny that discrimination exists in Israel. Like you can't dispute that discrimination is an issue in here. Even among people from the same like, let's say, social group, if you look at it from like a distance, there are some groups, there are obviously some subgroups within this group, and that's where there's more discrimination than what meets the eye. When you immediately think of Israel, you think of discrimination between Arabs and Jewish people, and that's obviously a thing. I mean, come on, we all know that that's a thing. But there is also discrimination among Arabs themselves, among Jewish people themselves. There is discrimination everywhere, it seems, in this country. And it's such a sad thing, because I do think that, I'm gonna mention my workplace again. I worked with, obviously, so I was an English teacher. I worked with Arabs, I worked with Christians, I worked with Muslims, I also taught some Druze, and I also worked with some Jewish people. I worked with people who were born in Israel. I worked with a person who was born in the UK, and I worked with a person who was born in Mexico. I also taught people who were born in like Russia, in Ukraine. I worked with people who were born in other places of the world. There was a student who was born in Brazil. I was exposed to different people from different backgrounds, and I loved working with them and teaching those students, because I felt like it was a huge lesson on life in general. It was just as much a lesson for me as it was a lesson for everyone else. By the way, Julia, you wanted me to do a look with the Jade Velveteen Metallic eyeshadow in the shade Gold Gleam. This is the eyeshadow overall, and I hope that you like it. Overall, I think diversity is what makes any environment that much richer, that much more interesting and more educational. And instead of using diversity to form discriminatory environments, I think that they should celebrate it and accept it and let this diversity create more richness rather than limitations and discrimination. The third thing that I love about myself is my loyalty. I do feel like I am a loyal person to my friends, to my loved ones, to my family. I am a good listener, and when somebody tells me something that they don't want me, that they want me to keep to myself, that is exactly what I do. This is something that I'm not very good at. If somebody tells me that they're planning a surprise for someone else and it gets me pumped and excited, it becomes almost impossible for me not to tell the other person. Not because I want to spoil the surprise, obviously, but because I'm like so excited and I cannot wait to share this news with the other person, and I cannot wait to see them get excited over that kind of news. It's one of those things that I'm not very good at, but I think that it comes from a loving place in me and not from like me trying to be mean and spoil a surprise. But I should get better at it. I'll give you an example. So one time my dad bought my mom a gift for, it was like either like anniversary or her birthday or something, and it was like a gold ring or something. And I thought it was so special, and I wanted my mom, like, he bought it like 2 weeks prior to that occasion, and I couldn't just contain myself for 2 weeks. I waited a couple days, and then I went to my mom and I told her, I'm going to show you something, but you have to promise me that you're going to fake being surprised when the time comes, when this person shows you this item. So I did, and I showed her the ring, and I made her promise that she's going to be surprised when she sees it. I know it's horrible, I know that I shouldn't have done it, but I did. I got too excited to keep that surprise to myself. Now I'm gonna go do my brows and my mascara, come back for the lips and the final two things that I love about myself. Okay, so the fourth thing that I love about myself is my creativity. I think that I'm a very creative person. I love all forms of art. I appreciate all forms of art. And I'm not bad at most of them. I remember I took a couple acting courses in college because I was interested. I love the theater. I love movies too. So I took a couple acting courses and I really thoroughly enjoyed them. I'm also not Picasso, but I can draw certain things to like a decent extent. I'm not talented, but I can manage. And I remember in one of the acting courses, we were asked to prepare a song and sing it. Now, obviously, she wasn't expecting like us to belt out the best notes there can ever be and be Mariah Carey's on stage, but I performed House of the Rising Sun, and by the time I was done singing, the lecturer asked me to, recommended that I take some voice lessons because I didn't really suck. I was decent according to her. I have a good base for singing something. Now, I don't really agree, and I'm not gonna sing ever, especially not online, but it was just like reassuring to like hear from someone that you have some good skills, like you have the raw material that can later be refined with the help of professionals, obviously. I also wrote. This was one of the like odd occasions, but at school I majored in communication, and so we had to do like 10 points. 5 of them were practical points, so we had to film videos, edit them, and stuff like that. And one time she gave us a picture and she asked us to write some sort of like a scenario for it and to imagine that this is some sort of a story. And I wrote a scenario I was the script writer basically, and it was hilarious. The entire class was just bursting in laughter. And when she asked when the teacher asked who wrote the script, and it was me, she complimented me fondly, and I felt very special. So I will never forget that. And I also wrote a few poems in my days. I'm gonna link a few of them, maybe, if I'm brave enough to do so. I'm gonna link a few of them underneath for your pleasure if you like to read poetry. So yeah, I do think that I have like a well-rounded range of skills. And I mean, like, makeup is also like an art form, and this, I would say this looks pretty good, and that only makes me feel like I'm also creative when it comes to makeup and fashion. The last thing I love about myself, the final thing I love about myself, is that so this is kind of difficult to like explain, but I don't quite enjoy living in absolute order. Like, I don't like things to be so meticulously placed, but in my mind I know where everything is, and I can it's an organized mess. It's a mess that I can make sense of, if that makes sense. And I like that about myself. I don't like to be someone who's too obsessed with tidiness. I like things to be clean, but whether they're like super tidy or not really doesn't matter that much to me, as long as it makes sense in my head. I'm expecting a text, that's why my phone is really close to me. I'm sorry about it. So yeah, this is everything for today's video. This is the final look. I'm gonna show you how I put the outfit together and the final look with this full face of makeup. Thank you so much for watching. And if you came from Julia's channel, you're welcome to my little corner over here. And I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it, and don't forget to leave me a comment down below. I really can't wait to see what Julia created and how she looked with that beautiful dress. I haven't seen it on her, but I've seen it on the hanger, and I can only imagine that it's 10 times more beautiful in person, because I loved it. I loved it. It's totally something that I can see myself wearing. I guess that I have to go. Thank you so much for watching. Right about now there will be 2 videos. If you're not sick of me and you'd like to watch more videos by me, there will be 2 right here. And that is it. Thank you so much. See you later. Bye.